Hey everyone. So, yeah. So my presentation. Can you hear me? Okay. So yeah, my presentation is basically I'm not in like blockchain cryptocurrency space, but what we do is something that guys who have basically the skill set already of affiliate marketing, of like cryptocurrency, this kind of like analytical, technical mindset, on top of with overall like marketing mindset, you can monetize this skill set very nicely. So I want to show you in this presentation exactly how to do it, and I want to show you the process that you can use to transition into having, like, for example, dropshipping business, and you can have it as an active business and fully utilized. I'll show you some of the people, some of my students who have basically built businesses in this area, and also you can have it as passive business as well, where most of the tasks could be automated and outsourced, where it wouldn't take a lot of your time to run this business. So does it work? Yeah. Oh, all right. Okay. Yeah. So crypto ads. So if you're trying to run like crypto ads, and I've heard some guys here, it's basically more like on the gray black hat side of Facebook. They're regulated by Facebook, and also Facebook like trying to fight those with automation, with machine learning. So it's not necessarily easy to advertise crypto offers even. So guys need to go like different ways, buying ad accounts. So it's kind of like becomes a mess, becomes a quite difficult task, and you have to set up a good infrastructure with buying the ad accounts, then basically advertising, warming up the accounts. So it becomes quite difficult. So obviously you can get approved to run these offers, but it's also not as easy. Not everyone gets approved. And dropshipping is a viable option to use those skills that you already have, like affiliate marketer and cryptocurrency, analytical, technical skills, to reinvest your profits and make good ROI on your investment. So basically the dropshipping process is very simple. So you sell the products that you don't actually own. So very, very similar to affiliate model. The only thing is here you would just source the product from the supplier once you get an order, and that order will be shipped directly to your customer. And you make the money on the difference on the price. So for example, if your supplier sells the product for $30, you sell it for $80, you have $50 profit in that transaction, which you obviously have to advertise, you have to get the traffic, you have to get that customer, but still there is a money left at the end. So dropshipping process, no regulation by Facebook, low barrier of entry. Pretty much all you need is just the website, which is easy to build. It can be like a cash cow business if you do it properly. If automated, it only takes several hours a week. 20 to 40% profit margins if you do it correctly. Initial capital is quite small compared to other businesses, obviously. So $10,000 to $20,000 could be as low as $5,000. And from initial growth to scaling could be self-funded. So that initial capital that you invest into advertising could be just reinvested back into the business, and that's how you get to a bigger volume. So you don't need kind of like venture capital or anything like that to run this business. And then there's an unlimited surplus of products to sell. Like e-commerce overall is a huge market, people buying products. So there is no limit of products that you can sell as long as you know how to market them. There are several cons, of course. Some products are not viable to advertise. You have to be careful with those, like beauty, skincare, makeup. Also, again, Facebook regulates those. It's competitive because, again, like whatever is a low barrier of entry, like a lot of people are jumping on, can be copied overnight. So let's say you have a good offer, you're advertising successfully, you're making good money, but then other people starting like copying you, and obviously you would have to be creative and constantly reinvent your advertising. Will take some time to set it up properly. So at the beginning, you invest some time and resources to basically set it up and identify these processes for testing these products and then scaling them. And valuation is not very high. So in case you want to sell this business, it's not like brands like guys have been talking about, like personal brands. Brands, like the value of those obviously is much higher than dropshipping. It's more like a cash positive business that you can run on the side or as your main project, but could be very profitable. So step number one is this whole process is to find the proven products to sell. So you can go to AdSpy. This is the paid tool that you can utilize to find products that are currently being advertised. It has different filters. So for example, here you can see filters of ads that have been seen between some dates. The platform that has been utilized, which is Shopify. You can order by likes. And you can find the most popular products. So you can see the products that are being sold. And then pretty much you can sell the same products. All you need to do is just create some new kind of like more fresh angle or just different creative to sell the same products. And so here's like a very simple example of the product that's currently being advertised. So this company has been selling this product for approximately 6 months. And as you can see here, they're selling this product for $74 on their website. And pretty much they don't own the product. They don't have the product in stock. The moment they get the order, they just fulfill the order directly from the supplier. And so on AliExpress, which is like one of the major websites where you can source these products and ship them directly to your customers, you can get the same, exactly same product for $26, and it's being sold for $74. So decent margin of $48, which obviously, again, you have to advertise on Facebook to get that sale, but still it could be profitable. So several criteria of winning products that you can sell. So it could be the product needs to have this like wow effect where it's something that people haven't seen. Like for example, this product here, these shoes are they're called indestructible. So for example, if you drop something heavy on them, like nothing happens, like your feet survive, or even car can ride over those shoes, and you can still walk after that. So that's kind of like the wow effect, which impresses people. So people click on it. You have high relevancy, high engagement, and Facebook treats you well with good traffic. Then high profit margins. Ideally, your profit margins would be $30. So in this case, it's $48, which is pretty good. Not something that sells in all stores. So I don't know if I haven't seen personally these kind of like shoes in all of the stores. So I think that's something that could be sold and can have this effect on people. Then problem solving. So for example, for people who work in construction or people who have maybe some dangerous jobs or people who just want to have this like extra layers of safety, this could be a valuable product for. And light in weight. So simplified shipping with those products, because if product is up to like 2 kilograms in weight, it can be shipped fast. It can be shipped with Chinese like e-packet services and other special lines, and it will be effectively delivered to customers with good shipping rates. So this product wouldn't weigh like more than probably like 500 grams. So will be effective to deliver it to customer. So my client James, so he actually worked like full-time job in affiliate marketing consulting company, and so I gave him like these insights into profitable products. So we created like his new business model. So he basically scaled this business from from $0 to $100,000 per month after we started to work together with 35% profit margins. So he started with small capital, like approximately like $5,000, just constantly reinvested, got to this stage. Eventually, he sold his store. Obviously not a big valuation, but he sold it. So yeah, so these are his results. So step number 2, right? So once you have identified these products, oops. Sorry guys. So once you have identified these products, you have to create the website that actually sells them, right? And I call these funnels. So funnel is kind of like the sequence of the sales page that you create. It can be a simple store with Shopify or any other like platform. If you know how to build on WordPress, it's fine. If you know any other platforms to build websites and integrate payment processors so you can actually accept payments, it's fine. There is no kind of like limitations on that. And so for that, so this is one of my stores. I scaled it to $4 million in sales, approximately 30% profit margins. in just several months. You can see here, and if you have this kind of like understanding how to do it, then you can do the same. So 5 exact steps you need to make a store in 2 hours. So identify your brand name. So you have to kind of like name your website somehow. And for me, it's very easy to just browse some names of the cities or names of the, for example, just some Italian names. They sound very nice, or Swiss names. They sound very nice. And so just buy that domain. It will be like a few dollars. Then order a logo on Fiverr. It will be like $5, $10. Create great product description. So once you identify those products on AdSpy, just create the product description for your product. Use Amazon for inspiration, because a lot of the time similar products are being sold on Amazon, and they have all of the description, all of the features, all of the benefits, so you know how to position the product properly for your potential customers. So use ClickFunnels or Shopify to build landing pages. Again, you can use other platforms as well. Answer frequently asked questions. So if product, for example, these indestructible shoes, there will be some questions that people would always kind of like ask. Can I wash these shoes? Or do you have any warranty for these shoes? Do you have any kind of like limitations? How the size? Are they typically on the bigger side or on the smaller side? So all of those questions you can answer on the bottom of your page. So obviously you increase your conversion rates with this. And then you can also install like 20% off pop-up to increase your conversion rate. So this is one of our stores. You can see these are very recent stats. Pretty much we've done $462,000 in sales in approximately, I guess it's 1 week. So step number 3, make perfect copies of Facebook ads and set up targeting. So this is the example of Facebook ad. You might have seen those. These are very dynamic, very like fast-paced ads that you can see. And typically those would be, you need to have like clickable ads with pain points and flash sales offers. Like for example, you would have just very simple ad like 50% off on these like indestructible shoes today only. Cannot break them, cannot destroy them. And obviously, your video ad would demonstrate that. So video ads, they typically get more engagement and cheaper clicks. You can order video ad from Fiverr, which is the platform where you can order these kind of like projects, and it would only cost you like $12, $20 typically for a video. The content you can create, shoot the content yourself just on your phone, or you can have basically the content that's hosted on YouTube. From other influencers, you can basically source that content and create a video out of it. So two keys to make advertising work. Again, high profit margins and high conversion rates. That's why creating that highly converting website, making sure it converts, making sure like the main customer objections are answered. That's the key to make advertising work, and obviously the high profit margins. So you can spend $30, $40 on customer acquisition and still be profitable. So I don't know, how many people advertise on Facebook? Okay, all right, awesome. Yeah, so why most people fail with Facebook ads? That's how I see it from my perspective, and I see like hundreds of advertisers monthly, and I talk to them, so I see all of these accounts. So I see why they're failing. So the most important reason why they're failing is that because they typically only use like one angle. So they would just sell the product with one type of the ad, and that would be kind of like how they would position the product, and then it would either work or it doesn't work, and that's kind of like they say, okay, Facebook ads doesn't work. Then they would only use like one targeting option. They would just have like one ad set, and they wouldn't test like different interests to find what's really like resonating with customers, and then we have like one creative. So creative is like 80% of the success, especially in this like e-commerce, probably in other like niches as well with Facebook advertising. So your creative needs to be resonating with people, and it needs to be colorful. So this is my approach to this, and this is how to tackle it. So for example, you would have 3 different angles for the product. So for example, if you were to sell the indestructible shoes, so one of the angles could be, if you work in construction, these shoes will protect your feet from heavy objects, right? I mean, obviously, there's huge benefit in that. Another angle could be, protect your, maybe protect your kids, right? If they're like walking on the street, like if they're just, dropping something on their feet. And another it could be that, the shoes are comfortable and safe at the same time. So basically 3 angles. You would have these 3 different ad copies that you would advertise with. Then you would have 5 different targeting options. So 5 different options, like for example, interests like shoes, for example, interests like footwear, so those kind of like interests. So you would test what actually resonates with customers. And you would see that by initial metrics that you see in your dashboard, like click-through rate, whether people are actually purchasing the products. So you would see those metrics, and that would give you the kind of like understanding what interests are working well. And then you would have 3 creatives. So ideally, you would have 3 variations of the creative. Even if it's the same video, you would have different, first 5 seconds of the video, because the first 5 seconds are the most important. Like people, if people watch the first 5 seconds, if they don't like the video, they just move along. And so you would test 3 different variations of that. And so that's how you would basically structure it. Very simple and at the same time very powerful, because you would see the combinations of things that are actually like working. You would see the targeting options that are working well. You would see the creatives that are working. And that would be like initial, okay, so these are the things that are working. Let's further improve on that. Let's test more creatives in this direction. Let's test this angle more and kind of like invest more resources into that. So find account manager, or ideally you would do it by yourself. So if you already do it by yourself, that would be the best case scenario, because you have to actually understand how to do it. There is no way to outsource it. I don't know if any people here have tried to hire like an agency or hire specialists to run your advertising. It's not the best idea if you do not understand it properly yourself. So, but you can hire people. So here are the people in the Philippines, and these are the same people also that can also create the video ads for you, these creatives that you can utilize. So they have the skill set, they can do it. Like you would obviously have to explain them exactly what you're looking for. So this is my client. So he went from $100,000 per month to $500,000 per month in sales in 90 days with his e-commerce business. So step number 4 is scale your funnel using my method. And here, this is one of the e-commerce stores that we've been running. Got it to $2 million in sales with 1 product. So, and this was during the period of like 3 months. It was like last year. So my client Ricardo he's utilized the same process. He couldn't scale his e-commerce store. He had some initial momentum with it. And if you just follow this process, you will get some sales, right? Getting sales is not difficult. But then having the profit margins, actually getting to the 20-30% profit margins, that's where a lot of people having issues with. And so he was getting approximately like $37,000 per month in sales, which might sound like a lot for some people. For some people, it's not a lot. But he wasn't profitable. So he would make like 10% profit margins, like $3,000-4,000 per month in profit, which wouldn't be a lot. And we started working together. I basically explained how to structure his business for maximum profitability. So he scaled it up to $82,000 per month in sales while increasing profits. So his sales increased, but also his profit margins increased from 10% to 25%. So here are some of his results. So he got to like even like to $10,000 a day in sales here. So this is how you can do it. So once, for example, you have the initial product, let's say you get good momentum with this, like let's say indestructible shoes, right? So you would just have the process where you would sell the initial product, but you can sell it with ClickFunnels, which is a software that you can utilize to sell products. And you would have multiple upsells. So here, for example, we had like multiple upsells for the same product. So we would maximize our average order value. And some of the things, it's kind of, they're not visible. These things are not visible, like what you're selling on the back end. So people only see the front end. But actually where, as one of the speakers said, it's actually what happens on the back end. right? So that's kind of the monetization actually happens on the back end, and your profits also, a lot of the times with e-commerce, they come on the back end. So you would have multiple upsells. So if someone buys shoes, you can offer them the second pair of shoes, for example, for 50% of the price, or let's say 30% off. So this would boost your average order value, so you would be more profitable, and then you can spend more money on advertising and still make profit at the end. So this is it, guys. Yeah, I think, I don't know if I hit my 15 minutes, but do you have any questions?
Do you have any questions? Come on, wake up. I know the light is off, but you have a chance to ask. Yes, run into you.
Hello there. Hi again.
Yeah.
So where do you find these dropshipping dropshipping products?
So typically so we are using tools like AdSpy, and you can use Facebook Ad Library to see, like, for example, on AdSpy, you can see the website that are selling these products, and then you can find also the pages. So if you put then those pages into Facebook Ad Library, you can see the actual ads that are being advertised currently.
Okay, cool. So how about the specific product? Like, do you find this through a network that has these products, or do you just reach out to the product owners, or like?
So once you find, for example, you see someone is selling this product, all you need to do is just go to AliExpress, because most dropshippers, they're just using AliExpress, and they just see the price difference, because that's typically how it works. Very simple. Like, there's no affiliate managers like in the middle. It's just pretty much the supplier on AliExpress, you and your customer.
Okay, cool. So have you ever experimented with there are these like kind of black hat, gray hat networks that are selling Chinese products that looked very expensive, and they give like very high CPAs. I can mention one of them, Matrix, I think they're called. Have you ever experimented with that?
I haven't experimented, but we are selling very similar products. And yeah, we also, like, the way they monetize it, the way why they're profitable, because their funnels are very good. Like, they have the upsells, and they have, oftentimes they have the subscription as well.
Yeah, and high profit margins, like 80% on some of them. Like, it's really.
Yeah, definitely.
That could be something that other people could also look at. Matrix Network, I think they are quite good.
Pretty much the only thing you would have to take care of in that scenario is just the advertising, and they would provide initial assets, so that could be a great starting point for a lot of people.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions? Yes, sure.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. I'm Thao from Vietnam. I enjoy your presentation very much. But you have worked with your clients from more or less Western countries. Do you have any experience with less developed e-commerce infrastructure like Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, where the lack of online payment and also shipping is a real challenge?
Yeah, very good question. So typically with other, so yeah, we work mostly with like developed countries like US market, Big Four. In less developed countries, the kind of like the major consideration is that you have to look for is obviously the products that would sell in that particular market, and also the payment processors. So for example, in some countries, like even in Europe, people don't use a lot of credit cards. They're using cash on delivery. So in that case, the product would have to be like actually hosted in the warehouse and shipped directly from the warehouse, because people will not wait, like, from AliExpress, typical delivery time is like 20 days. So people will not wait like 20 days for the product. They would just refuse when they get it. So you would actually have to, for example, test the product, validate the product, and then buy those products like in bulk from Alibaba, bring it to your country, and then fulfill it from there. And I know some people that are successful with dropshipping even in India. So they basically do cash on delivery. So that's definitely a viable option, because people are buying products. It's obviously the pricing point would have to be lower, because most people, they might not make as much income as in developed countries. And these payment processors, these would be the main considerations.